is Joe Aquashi, and this Saturday night is UFC 226. The last three fights of the evening are three fights that I'm really excited for. So let's start off with the main event. In the main event, you will have the current UFC Light Heavyweight champion Daniel DC Cormier, who will make his return to the heavyweight division where he will challenge the current heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic. This is definitely a heavyweight fight and a super fight that the MMA world and I are excited to see. So let's match these two heavyweights up. The challenger Daniel Cormier has an outstanding MMA resume. The former Olympic wrestler held heavyweight titles at MMA organizations such as King of the Cage, Extreme MMA, and Strikeforce as well. During his light heavyweight run with the UFC, he captured wins over top competitors like Dan Henderson, Anthony Johnson twice, Alexander Gustafsson, which was an absolute war, and most recently, Volkan Ozdemir. While competing as a heavyweight, he was undefeated, and he gathered 13 consecutive wins. I remember during the Strikeforce days, he secured a knockout win over Antonio Bigfoot Silva and unanimous win over former UFC heavyweight champion Josh Barnett. In his UFC debut, he won another unanimous win over another former UFC champion, Frank Mir. He also captured a decision win over Roy Nelson. His upcoming opponent, UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic, currently holds the record for the most consecutive title defenses in the UFC heavyweight division. Before winning the title back in 2016 against Fabricio Verdum, he tallied up wins against dangerous strikers Roy Big Country Nelson, Mark Hunt, and Andre Arlovski. At UFC 198 in the main event, he went against Fabricio Verdum in Verdum's country in Brazil. Stipe Miocic stopped Verdum via knockout, capturing UFC gold. He successfully defended his titles against knockout artists and former title holders Alistair Overeem, Junior Dos Santos, and most recently Francis Ngannou. With these heavyweight bouts, it's tough to predict how these fights are going to play out. Now, Daniel Cormier loves to use his wrestling skills, which is his bread and butter. If you watch his previous matches, he used his wrestling skills to tire out his opponents. Also, it's important to note that he already faced bigger opponents in the past. So Stipe Miocic is not unfamiliar for Daniel Cormier. Stipe Miocic has a total of 13 knockouts out of his 18 wins. So you know if he lands a huge shot, it's most likely lights out for his opponent. But we've seen Daniel Cormier in the past got hit. The Anthony Johnson fight, he definitely got rocked, but he bounced back. In the co-main event and the first title bout in the even, Max Bless Holloway will put both his remarkable 12-fight winning streak and his UFC Featherweight title on the line against undefeated challenger and former RFA champion Brian Ortega. This matchup has all the ingredients of being an instant classic for sure. Finding out of Hawaii, Max Holloway has been showing the MMA world why he's one of the best to ever do it. Holloway has been competing in the UFC organization since 2012 and has captured wins over the who's who's of the company's featherweight division. He secured wins over Cub Swanson, Charles Oliveira, Jeremy Stevens, Ricardo Lamas, former UFC title holder Anthony Pettis, and twice over another former title holder, Jose Aldo, where he picked up both wins via TKO. Out of his 19 professional wins, he captured 9 of them by way of knockout. Now across the cage for him will be Brian Ortega, who in his previous bout shocked the MMA world after defeating one of my favorites, New Jersey owns and former UFC champion and future Hall of Famer Frankie Edgar. What was shocking about this win was how comfortable Ortega looked inside the cage against Edgar, and the way he won the fight, which was by way of first round knockout. Ortega is currently undefeated and is riding a 14-fight winning streak. When you have these two elite competitors like Ortega and Holloway, who are both young, talented, and are on impressive winning streaks, it's going to be exciting to see how this one plays out. I'm hoping for a 5-round war, but we'll see. Now, The third fight even will feature, and also the third fight on the main card, we will have a heavyweight collision against two dangerous strikers, Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou. There is definitely bad blood between these heavy hitters, and without a doubt, I don't see this fight going the full 15 minutes. Combined, both Lewis and Ngannou has a total of 24 wins by way of knockout. Since making his MMA debut back in 2010, Derek Lewis won the Legacy FC Heavyweight Championship, rightfully received both the UFC Performance of the Night and Fight of the Night bonuses twice, and gathered 17 wins by way of knockout. Impressive. His upcoming opponent, Francis Ngannou, however, who made his professional MMA debut in 2013, secured 7 out of 11 wins by way of knockout, and similar to Derek Lewis, received Performance of the Night bonuses twice. And although he came up short, he recently fought for a UFC title in the main event at UFC 220 against current UFC champion Stipe Miocic. I can't wait to see Lewis and Ngannou throw down this Saturday, and like I mentioned before, I don't see this fight going the full 15 minutes. Also, competing on the same card, you'll have Anthony Showtime Pettis, Michael Chiesa, Uriah Hall, Mike Perry, and Paul Felder. The night before, the Ultimate Fighter 27 season finale will go down, and the night before that, Professional Fighting League 3 is going down as well. In the headline of Professional Fighting League 3, former multiple-time MMA world champion Jake Shields will test his skills against heavy hitter Ray Cooper III. That card will include former UFC and Bellator competitors like Rick Story, Paul Bradley, and John Howard. A lot of exciting fights going down this week, which is 4th of July week, and I can't wait. Thank you for listening, and fight on.